All right, welcome back, everyone. So we're going to be diving into our Q&A. Patricia is here with me, and as always, we always like to have fun whenever we do these things. Patricia,
Hello, everybody. We are
so
going to have a blast tonight.
yeah, so we're going to be covering, we're going to be doing a reaction of the video that we just released on Monday. It's titled, it's basically about the fact that CNN has been playing the hypocrite all this time. Okay, so we're going to play it. Some of you have seen it. Some of you are here to watch this live stream because we're going to be doing Q&As. We're going to be reading the comments from that video because a few of you have left comments. And while we're here on the live stream, you can leave your own comments. All right. So we're just going to hit play. Okay. And then we're going to jump in. Now, at the end of this segment, after we're done reacting to this video, we're going to be transitioning to the backup channel, which is now our live stream channel or the live channel. That's where we're going to be continuing the conversation around Greenland. Trump ripped the EU. He ripped NATO and all of their their relatives a new one during his speech at Davos today. We're going to take a look at it and then maybe look at a few other things. Europe sent a few troops. It turns out that we're just a handful of soldiers to do what?
Something like 24 of them.
Oh, jeez. It's We're going to talk about it during that segment, so let's not go there. So here's the video that we released on Monday. Remember to send your thoughts, your comments, your reactions, and don't forget to like the video. Okay, it helps us out a whole lot. Put up heart emojis. Send a signal. It's like a bat signal to everyone else out there who's just like you, who enjoys this content and needs to see it. So let's jump right in.
He's going to be processed. They're going to fingerprint him, ask him questions, and there's a whole process that goes into place before anyone is deported back, including seeing a judge.
I have not seen CNN cover who some of those individuals are. An individual from Ecuador, he murdered his 3-month-old son. An individual who is perpetuating human slavery and human trafficking, child pedophiles. Why does the media not talk about that?
Have you ever watched a news report and gotten a weird sense of deja vu? Not just the feeling that you've heard the story before, but that you remember it being told in a completely different way. The same facts, same events, but a totally different narrative. Today, we're looking at one of the most glaring examples. In 2016, under one presidential administration, CNN presented ICE raids as necessary police work. Then, just a couple of years later, under a different administration, the exact same kinds of operations were being framed as terrifying government overreach. The tactics didn't change, the laws didn't change, so what did? To really get this, we have to go back to a specific CNN report from May 31st, 2016 with Barack Obama in the White House. It was an exclusive titled "A Day with ICE in the Sanctuary City of Chicago." A reporter, Pamela Brown, was given incredible access. She put on a bulletproof vest and rode along with an enforcement team on pre-dawn raids. Her opening line says it all.
Just before the sun rises in the Windy City, Immigration and Customs Enforcement agents fan out across Chicago to arrest criminals in the U.S. illegally.
The frame is set right away. These are cops going after bad guys.
Narcotics trafficking. He's also been arrested for DUI. We also may be attempting to criminally prosecute this individual because he was previously removed from the country, which is a federal.
Right, so
I'll tell you what, arresting a guy for a DUI, going to send him out of the country.
this was under Obama, guys.
Yes.
And
You remember the cages Obama built and filled up on the border, but he only deported 2.5 million people. But more than that entered the country. That's what they didn't tell people.
Okay, now those were the same cages that AOC had that famous crying spell of hers where she's crying in front of the cages that Trump is putting children in. Obama put those children in those cages.
Yep.
Okay. I I paused the video at this point because we keep hearing from clowns on mainstream media, especially the likes of Don Lemon, who say that crossing the U.S. border illegally isn't a criminal offense; it's a civil offense. Well, this is under CNN, and the ICE officer who was essentially responsible for this ride along says that the person that they were targeting had repeatedly crossed the U.S. border illegally, and it was a federal felony. He didn't
Yep.
call it a civil offense. So, I don't know why they chose to blatantly lie. I'm sorry, I'm distracted. James is refusing to go to bed. I don't know why they are refusing to simply tell the truth. As far as they're concerned, every lie they tell in order to make Trump look bad is justified because it's Trump. But we have the receipts that this is what they did.
Well, one of the things is that they don't want people to know that there are actually on the books immigration laws that are very specific about if you cross the border illegally, what will happen. There is a first time cross, a second time cross, and
Mm.
a third time cross. And each one of them carry a different sentence.
Oh,
There is a $50 fine for a first time cross. And if you're really bad, you can spend up to 6 months in jail. No, it's 30 days in jail. Second cross, $500 fine. And that's when you can get hit with 6 months. With those two first ones, there's also, I think, the first time cross is a 2-year ban on you being able to apply to come back legally. Second time offense is a 10-year ban
mm,
before you can apply to come back legally. The third time you cross, you can be put in prison for up to a year, and then you have a lifetime ban. You can never come back to America. And that's how the immigration law is set up for illegal aliens. There are specific sentencing that goes with it.
yeah,
The judge has got the say so on whether um, you pay the fines and spend time in jail. Most of the time, they just say deport them.
yeah. And no one complained when Obama was doing it. So now
Yep.
they're screaming their heads off because Trump is doing it. So let's move. Let's see how much further we can go. Then we'll jump into the comments because we have some comments, to respond to from people who have seen this video. Remember to leave your comments in the chat. We will be reading the chat as well. All right. So this tends to happen when we play large videos on the live stream. So let's see if we can get that back, and then see how much further we can go. We're going to just do a quick run, and
He's going to be
then
processed. We're going to
sorry.
fingerprint him.
All right, so that's not working. So sorry, guys. We're going to have to stop here and jump into the comment section and the chat. But everything else that we have is on the video. It's already live on the channel, so you can go ahead and watch that. So we're going to just skip over to the chat now. We found we found a photo today. It turns out that the excuse me, I'm trying to see if I can find that photo. Um, so it turns out that the person who mainstream media today is attacking and calling a Nazi, okay, was he was the guy responsible for Obama's success at deporting so many illegals. All right. I want you guys to take a nice long look at this glorious picture. Okay. And you have Obama putting a medal on Tom Homan's chest. Okay. So
Duh.
so here's what this post says. It says Barack Obama's ICE chief received an award for 920,000 removals. Donald Trump's ICE chief was called a Nazi. It's the same person.
I'm
It's
Roman.
the same person. Okay. So the insanity that of what we're seeing here, and it's stuff like this. Okay. This is the stuff that makes us just cringe and wonder to ourselves, do these people think that we're stupid? Okay. They actually think that you and I are stupid. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that because it's the same guy. Most of the officers in ICE that are working today are the same people who've been working in ICE for over 10 years. The same guys. So how does it feel for those guys
No.
to one day be called heroes simply because Obama is in office? And then suddenly they're being called the Gestapo because Trump is in office. All right. So how do they feel? Sometimes I wonder that. So let's read the chat very quickly. Okay, let's read the chat. So um uh double LL171 says, because all these nations are all these stations are either paid by the left or the right, and the American people are stuck in the middle. Okay, so essentially the question is, why is it that they lie so much? So they're either paid by the left or the right. So that's what he has to say about that. Patricia, do you agree, disagree?
I tell you what, this is the ultimate. See what we did, but if somebody else does it, we're going to destroy your character, call you every name in the book. And how dare you do that?
There was a scene on that video where ICE arrested the wrong person,
Yep.
and CNN was covering it. And do you know what CNN said? Oh, man, this is a high pressure job. Mistakes like this happen, are bound to happen. But when it happens under Trump, oh, see, look, they're after all the black and brown people. They want to make America white again. That's
That'd be kind of hard to do. We've intermingled too much.
um. So the next comment from
I would be
Bill,
deported.
huh?
Yes, they would deport me. I'm a Heinz 57. We've got almost every nation in the world covered in our ancestry: Hispanic, English, French, German, and Spanish,
Yeah,
and Italian. Maybe my native heritage would keep me planted on American soil under their
maybe.
guidelines. Are
Okay,
there any true breeds left on the world?
I'm not sure there are. Um, let's see. Jahenry too says why? Because CNN hates everything Trump does, no matter what
I
it
bet it
is.
is.
Yeah, so that was a comment that came in a few hours ago. Um, let's see. Blindenberg's music 4623 says good report. Well, thank you, Blindenberg's music. Try saying that 5 times. Intergalactic Wrangler, if you're in the chat or if you're watching, say hi. He says people need to see how two-faced CNN is and our politicians. Thank you for sharing the evidence. Yeah, we're going to do our best to present more of evidence-based commentary where we're bringing the receipts. It takes some work, but we'll do our best to continue bringing up the receipts. And then finally, Progbase56 says, thanks for a common sense perspective. I am an almost 70-year-old white man. I appreciate and respect your coverage. It's a shame that we can not get such news from American news outlets. News in parentheses. They all want to push some sort of propaganda. We have still never been okay, we have still never been told the truth about JFK, RFK, or Martin Luther King Jr., not to even mention the Las Vegas shooter and so many more.
Hmm.
They are hiding our government's own involvement. The CIA and most every other institution here in America is owned by whoever actually holds the purse strings. 90% over our Congress and representatives have abdicated their responsibility for the
Money.
money they can get. Greed tops everything. God will have to move for things to improve. Once again, thank you.
100% agree with you.
Now that was a long one, but these are the kinds of comments that Patricia used to post. She'll go into the comments and write me like, and I'll be reading and reading, and I'll be so happy. All right, so comments like this make me really happy. So thank you, Progbase56. What a lovely comment. So guys, if you're watching, let's know what you think about, yeah, I mean, the video. Have you seen it? Have you watched it, or is all you've seen of the video just what we played? Let's know in the comment section, okay, in the chat. Now, Patricia, do you have any final words? Because we're about to transition over to Greenland. We're about to talk about Greenland and the embarrassment, okay, that essentially the European leaders had to go through when Trump showed up. When Trump was still over, on this side, they were all making their speeches and rattling their sabers, and he shows up, and they're all meekly listening to Daddy Trump. So we're going to talk about that. But what do you have to say about this before we transition?
About the ice,
Yes, ice.
I'll tell you what, anytime a Democrat comes out against something and accusing the Republicans of doing bad with it, so all you got to do is go on Google and do a search of that topic before Trump took office. And there ain't no telling what you're going to see pop up
Yeah.
that the Democrats have already done. When they were accusing Trump of being in Putin's back pocket, I was sitting there thinking there was a picture of Hillary with this stupid looking red button for reset. Trump didn't send Putin a red button. And I'm going, what in God's name did they think people would say? Because we knew what Obama was. He was a communist in disguise.
Yeah.
His brother was living in China. Now, why was his brother in China?
Hmm.
And I mean, the deals he made with China, he traveled to China a heck of a lot. Heck of a lot. I think he traveled there more than any president before him.
Hmm.
Probably even more than Bill Clinton did. And I said, you've got to look at it from, did the Democrats do that when they mentioned something?
Yeah.
Because more than likely there was something involved there. That's like Obama said, oh, there was no scandals while I was in office. Yeah, right.
Droning American citizens. I think that's a big one.
Fast and Furious was the worst. Military grade weapons sold to drug cartels in Mexico?
Okay, pause. Now this is where we switch over to the backup channel. Now, if you don't know where the backup channel is or what it is, I'm gonna be sharing. Oh, jeez. Um, I'm gonna be sharing the instructions here. So uh, go over to YouTube if you're not on YouTube, and then search for Real Crossroads Live, and then you'll be able to join us. We're continuing the live stream there, where she's going to tell you more about the Fast and Furious, and then we will jump into Greenland. Okay. So, as always, thank you for joining us. Smash the like button. It sends a signal to YouTube to let them know that this is some good stuff and more people like you should see it. We have to cut this short here because of the algorithm on the main channel, but we're still live streaming on the backup channel, Crossroads Live, and we're live streaming on Kick, Twitch, and on Rumble. So thanks for joining us here on the main channel, and then we're switching over to the backup channel. Thank you so much. Patricia, you want to say good night to the
Good
main
night,
channel?
everybody.
Good night.
See you
All right.
over at Real Crossroads Live. Yes.
Yep. All right. So we're heading out. So see you on the
There.
other side.
Go there.
All right. So the main channel is offline, and we will be focusing more on you guys. So this is the part where we kick back and relax. Okay. Now, as you were saying about the
Fast and
Fast and
Furious.
Furious, yeah.
Okay. This was hidden from Americans. And what happened was, down on our border, our southern border, a border patrol agent was shot and killed. There was an autopsy done. The bullets was removed from his body, and they went in and found out those bullets had come from one of our military weapons. Now, they already knew that a cartel member had shot him,
Mm,
and the investigation went down, and it was found out that military grade weapons were sold to the Mexican cartels under Obama, and it wasn't just M16s. There was shoulder-held rocket launchers in the deal. Some ranchers down there on the border had some of their buildings blown up by them. So, saying this about Obama, I mean, why would you sell weapons to the drug cartels? And then it comes out that China was feeding the drug cartels all the ingredients and the instructions on how to make fentanyl.
hmm
So if you want to protect your fentanyl lab, you better arm your soldiers. A lot to that.
There is a
So
lot to that. All right. So let's talk Greenland. When we
Greenland,
live streamed, when was it? What was it, on Saturday? We
yeah,
live streamed, and Canary King said, "Hey, stuff is a lot is happening." Okay, I
yeah.
have a I have a 3-year old here who doesn't realize I'm trying to talk to you guys. So Canary King um told us that there's a lot happening with Greenland, and that was when
Hmm.
the European nations decided that they wanted to send troops to Greenland to stop Trump.
Two dozen of
It, it turns out that they just sent what? How many
2 dozen,
soldiers?
two
Two
dozen
dozen,
soldiers to protect free.
24. All that noise for 24 soldiers. So when you heard on the news that Europe is up in arms, they're sending soldiers, they sent 24.
Yep, we just sent 25,000 to the border with Iran. Wow.
It's it's things like that that makes them look like a joke. It's Emmanuel Macron trying to look tough, wearing dark shades, saber rattling at Trump, and then Trump shows up today and says, "Well, I saw Emmanuel giving a speech with sunglasses. What the hell is with those glasses?" I was like, they just make a fool of themselves, and then wonder
Maybe
why no one takes them seriously.
maybe his wife punched him in the eye again.
Maybe, maybe,
Poor
maybe.
dude.
All right, so we're gonna play a couple of videos. So this is let's see if we can, do something quick about covering some of the reporting, the videos that we have on. Let's see. The All right, so this is Trump essentially telling Europe that if it wasn't for the United States, they would all be speaking German by now.
True.
And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back to Denmark. How stupid were we to do that? But we did it. But we gave it back. But how ungrateful are they now? So now our country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened.
Oh my goodness.
So Trump essentially is telling Europe, look, you guys owe the United States, not just for the help we've given recently, but I mean,
It,
during the Second World War, it took the United States entering the war for the war to turn. Hitler had essentially conquered Europe.
did Trump just give away how they got into Venezuela?
Yes, he did. He,
They were discombobulated.
yeah,
Their brain was scrambled.
he just confirmed what we've been saying for several weeks now,
Oh
that
my,
those weapons actually exist.
exist. They're. I knew they had them, and it's. If anybody's had ringing in their ears, there is a megahertz to that ring.
Mm,
I have one in my right ear. That was the ear that faced incoming B-52s landing on a runway uh,
mm,
20 feet away from me.
wow.
And that ring is exactly the sound. If you look up on Google, what does 1.6 gigahertz sound like? That's what
Mm,
I hear all the time.
oh wow.
So sometimes it's louder, sometimes it's not. And there's a lot of theories out there about why people hear ringing in their ear that nobody else can hear.
Mm,
But I just, I mean, I knew that there were weapons. The Chinese have it, and they've used it, and they used it on the guy in North Korea, but they don't know how to control it.
mm,
It kills people. The one that was used in Venezuela made people throw up.
mm,
It didn't kill them. They had like a mild concussion injury,
mm.
but that weapon, oh my goodness, it changes everything. The Ayatollah's going to get a nosebleed. Poor dude.
So we are going to hear from the Secretary General of NATO. Of course, people who were happy to see um, EU soldiers, 24 EU soldiers landing on Greenland to oppose Trump. People like Gavin Newsom were happy to see troops, 24 troops to oppose the US Army. I mean, is that what they really think of the United States Army? Well, here's the Secretary General adding his voice, and we'll be surprised to hear that he isn't one of those people in Europe who are opposing the move by Trump to essentially have access to Greenland.
So statements from me will not add anything here. And when it comes to the Arctic, I think President Trump is right. Other leaders in NATO are right. We need to defend the Arctic. We know that the sea lanes are opening up. We know that China and Russia are increasingly active in the Arctic. There are 8 countries bordering on the Arctic. 7 are a member of NATO. That's Finland and Sweden and Norway and Denmark, Iceland, Canada and the US. And there's only one country bordering on the Arctic outside NATO, and that's Russia. And I would argue there is a 9th country, which is China, which is increasingly active in the Arctic region. So President Trump and other leaders are right. We have to do more there. We have to protect the Arctic against Russian and Chinese influence. And that's exactly what NATO ambassadors decided to do in September. We are working on that, making sure that collectively we will defend the Arctic region.
Okay. So all the propaganda that we're hearing about Europe being against Trump's statement of the United States essentially being in control of Greenland is all false. It's all propaganda. So Patricia, you said that the only U.S. military base in Greenland is the Pituffik Space Base, formerly known as the Thule Air Base.
It's
So,
in the very northern region of Greenland where no Greenlanders live.
mm,
Nobody lives up there.
what is the population of Greenland?
I think it's 50,000. Right around there. It's not very many people. There's not very many cities in Greenland.
Okay, I have this
We're going to have a
post
really
here.
good ski resort.
So there's this post that I found on X. Says I was completely against the idea of buying Greenland, but after seeing this, I understand what President Trump was getting at. So when you look at a flat map of the world, you don't appreciate the significance of Greenland until you flip it on its head and you're looking down on the globe from the perspective of Greenland. And you can see the North Atlantic down here. You can see the Arctic Ocean over here. And here's a legend: all the assets in green are NATO assets. All the assets in red are Russian assets. So here's all the assets in red. You see all these assets, and then you have all these assets in green.
And Greenland already has them.
Has one or two.
Yeah,
And this is North America.
that's
And this
Canada
is and this is
and
Europe.
Alaska up there.
Yeah, so this is Russia over here. This is Europe, and this is Alaska. This is Canada.
And Greenland.
Okay, and this is Greenland. So
And
when
poor
you look
little
at,
Iceland is down there.
yeah, here. So when you look from the top down, you see why Greenland is so strategic. And this is a major shipping lane, okay, from Europe to Alaska or Europe uh, to the um, to the western seaboard of the United States. This is a significant shipping route. why wouldn't they want it protected by the United States?
Well, how easy is it for Russia to launch a seafaring military unit to hit North America? How easy would it be for Russia to launch a missile to strike anywhere on the North American continent? And
It's easy.
when you look at that, they don't have very far to go.
Yeah.
So that brings in the Golden Dome.
Yeah.
NORAD right now is the operator for Canada, Alaska, and Greenland on detection of launches from Russia
Mm.
and China. They watch everything incoming to the North American continent. And Canada has been part of that ever since NORAD was designed and implemented. And Canada agreed to it.
Yeah.
Of course they would. They don't want to have to build their own. It's very complicated. It takes a lot of money to keep the equipment up to power and to operate it and to have the bases with the detection directional um, dishes that pick up all of that
Yeah.
and run the overhead satellites and monitor what they're seeing on those in real time. So it was very feasible for Canada to say, yeah, we want to be under NORAD protection. We want to know incoming before it hits us. And the Golden Dome is going to stretch that even further because now we've got the sonic missiles.
Mm.
And what the Golden Dome is designed to do is to take those missiles out before they're ever launched. That they'll know that they're prepping to launch them. A preemptive strike takes them out. They can't launch them. And you are totally protected against people firing those weapons at the North American continent. And
Yeah.
that is why Greenland is very important to be part of that Golden Dome. And we can't really do that and control what goes on there without jurisdiction power.
Yeah.
Not saying that we need to go into Greenland and tell those people how to live. That's their own problem. They've not done too well under Denmark at all. So I imagine when the people of Greenland find out the truth about American territory and what comes with that, they're going to be thrilled. Oh, we get to keep our country, but we get to have the protection of the United States government. I think they'll even be able to vote in presidential elections.
Mm.
But they will have their own government that we won't interfere with.
I just shared this page with you guys in the chat so you can have it for yourselves because I mean you need to deal with the facts, okay? These are the facts of the story. Uh Greenland is
I
required.
can see NATO wanting this done because their ideology behind this would be if Trump can do that for the whole entire North American continent, including Greenland, then it might be able to be extended over to Europe.
Yeah.
Of course, a supersonic missile fired at Europe won't be necessary.
Hmm.
I think Russia tried to prove that with Ukraine, but it's went badly.
Hmm.
They ain't the bad dog on the corner as they thought they were.
Yeah. All right. So essentially, Trump left an announcement earlier this evening. A deal is on the table
Hutch.
Uh, they are negotiating right now with NATO. Denmark is having a meltdown over it, but essentially, NATO are the ones who are running front and center because Denmark wants the protection of NATO in case something happens with Russia, and they can't go against what NATO um,
That's what you hear.
suggests.
Are you sassy?
So, so Greenland right now is back in play, but not like the news try to convince us that it is.
Yes, sir.
They try to tell us that Trump is planning to invade Greenland. But right now there are talks, and
We don't have to invade it. We're already there. And nobody's paying attention that we've already got a military base there.
we're being told things by the news which aren't true.
And I think that's hysterical that they're, oh, we're going to invade Greenland. We don't
So
have to.
so this is Trump's statement. Based on a very productive meeting that I have had with the Secretary General of NATO, no mention of Denmark, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework for a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. So, just like you said, that Iron Dome could be extended over to Europe. And I
It
think,
will go, I believe that what you will see is that the Iron Dome will include Great Britain, Sweden, and Finland to finish off the crescent.
yeah,
And it will completely make Russia just non threatening. It will completely destroy Russia's bases up there around the Arctic.
yeah. Uh, he continues, based upon this understanding, I will not be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. Additional discussions are being held, according to concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others, as needed, will be responsible for the negotiations. They will report directly to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter,
Doesn't
Donald
matter. I
J.
love that. Thank you for the attention to this matter.
Trump 2.0. Look, so for you guys who are watching, well, it doesn't seem like you guys have any problems with the situation at Greenland with the way it's developed so far. It looks like everything is well in hand. It looks like just like most of you predicted, this is all noise. You know, more Trump is about to destroy the world noise, and then when nothing happens, they pan the camera over to something else to distract us from the fact that they they totally misread the situation or intentionally lied about the situation in order to get a reaction out of people who don't think for themselves or do their own research. But you and I, okay, you guys who are watching, and Patricia and I, we do our own research. Okay, we're not like the mindless sheep out there who hear something on TDSBC and then they take to the streets like the world is on fire. So,
And concerning the rare earth minerals, Greenland is covered by a glacier. How deep it is concerns how feasible it would be to go through that glacier to get to the ground.
yeah,
So that's not a concern. China wants it though, because they want to control all rare earth
mhm,
minerals on Earth. And they've been after that in every continent on the planet.
yeah,
They want complete control. And that's something that Trump is trying to counteract with other countries on the rare earth product. And those are going to be super important in the future as technology increases and people are looking more toward a base on the moon to
Hmm.
jumpstart Mars. If the aliens allow us to do it, you're not allowed to run around in the universe and muck it up.
All right, guys. We forgot to tell you that if there are other stories that are developing that you think we need to look into or talk about, you can post it in the chat. But we forgot to do that. If you want to take the next couple of minutes to turn our attention elsewhere, you can go ahead and do so. This morning we had a live stream. It was unplanned. We decided that we were going to, take a look at some of the insanity happening in the state of Virginia. So if you want to catch that live stream, it's still available. If you don't see it on the main channel, it is available on the backup channel, on the live stream channel. So
Yeah,
you can go ahead and
really.
watch it there. We had some initial sound issues with our mics and so on, but eventually we got it all sorted out. So if you can power through to the maybe the halfway point, or the after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, we got it sorted. It was fun. Eventually we had some interesting things to watch and to talk
Well,
about.
the song, the Sound of Silence, has a whole new meaning. And when people are silenced from knowing the truth about what's going on with their government, it spreads like a cancer.
Yeah.
And it hit Virginia
Yeah.
big time. And nobody was looking at Virginia going, well, and people outside of Virginia is going, well, that's Virginia. Well, I hate to tell you, Virginia's ideals came out of California.
Yeah.
And California spread to Oregon and Washington State and Michigan and Pennsylvania, and now it's in Virginia. And Virginia borders Washington, D.C. And you need to really think about that one hard because the most populated area in Virginia is on the border with Washington, D.C.
Mm. So guys, anyway, watch that live stream because we talked a lot. I was really upset and I had to do the live stream. It was an emergency broadcast. I was really upset. I didn't like what I was seeing or hearing. And Patricia and I went live and had a few things to say about what's going on in Virginia. If you don't know what's going on in Virginia, then head on over to that live stream. It's still available on this channel. It's an earlier live stream. You can catch it. Now,
You
there's
had
one
the
more video that
you had the
I
same reaction that I had when this happened in California.
uh,
And I was looking at it and throwing up red flags all over the place about it.
that was how many years ago?
Yeah, a long time ago. This has been going on for a while.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that California used to be red.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan was governor of California.
Yeah, it used to be red.
Yeah,
All right, so let's
Arnold
play.
Schwarzenegger, a
Yeah,
Republican married to a Kennedy, was governor of California.
he was a movie star. he
Yes.
could he could get away with being a Republican.
Well, Reagan was too, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So I want to play this video.
Gavin
It's
Newsom was not.
no, no, and he wishes he was, but he's
Yeah,
he's not. So this is the Prime Minister of Italy still talking about the Greenland issue because again, whenever we have these reactions, these overreactions from news media and politicians, um, the problem most of the time isn't Trump. The problem is these people want to appear as if Trump is so dangerous that the whole world has to band together to stop him from doing whatever it is he's trying to do. So here is Prime Minister Meloni.
Insomma, mi pare che diciamo il rischio
Oh my
ecco,
goodness.
sia
No
quello che le
subtitles.
It's
iniziative
in
di alcuni paesi
Italian.
europei fossero lette.
All right, so I'm gonna let me do this. Okay, I think the captions are up here, so I'm gonna just read the captions. So here's what she says. She says President Trump. Is this okay? I need to zoom in for you guys. All right. So she says President Trump was open to dialogue on Greenland, but Europe sent mixed signals that looked anti-American. She wants to remind everyone that the US is not a threat or an enemy. So whenever they overreact, it's really all to give an appearance that Trump is
The
a
enemy.
threat.
The
He's the enemy. Meanwhile, you have China and Russia looking hungrily at Greenland, and all of you need help from the United States to stop Russia and to stop China. And yet, you want to turn around and make the United States the enemy. Of course, you have people like Gavin Newsom telling them to keep doing that because it's okay
Orange
as long.
man bad. Orange man bad.
It's just Trump derangement syndrome, and it's also stupid. Anyway, so we're going to be wrapping it up tonight. We promised to talk about Greenland, and we have, and Canary King is in the chat just as we're wrapping up. Canary. so we've talked about Greenland. We've talked about the positioning, geopolitics of Greenland. Trump essentially has
The
started
golden vote.
fruitful conversations with NATO. Then we also looked at the ICE, the video on ICE coverage by CNN under the Obama administration and the Trump administration, and the difference, the stark difference between the two, to let you know that everything you see on the news today is theater. It's all
So
theater.
so I noticed that not that many people have talked about that golden dome,
Yeah,
the protection against supersonic missiles being launched at the free world,
yeah,
mainly North America, because the first strike will be to take America out and then Europe will fall.
yeah,
So, in order to protect against that, Greenland is a strategic point in that net that will be formed to detect launches
yes,
from enemy bases. And I'm wondering, did Reagan get Star Wars launched into space? I know that they have a satellite up there that shoots out a laser that they hit a little bitty round target off the coast of Hawaii with it. A satellite that shoots out a laser. Yeah. So,
okay.
and of course, there wasn't much. I mean, there was a little stir of when that was reported, and everybody was like, oh, that ain't real. No, it's real. So, could you take out one of those missiles before they launched with that
Yes,
laser?
yes, it could.
You better believe you could.
It could.
So, it's already there.
Well,
And
like Trump said, he says that there are weapons you've never heard of that will terrify you. And
well, the base in Greenland was changed from Thule to a space base.
mm,
Now, why would we put a space base on a glacier? because they're in charge of controlling the space weapons.
Ah.
Oh, guide that laser on in, just pinpoint it down there.
So, guys, we want you guys to continue sending us hints on stories that we need to cover. You can send us an email at crossroadsirl@gmail.com. Again, whenever we go live, one of the things we try to do is we do a review on the last video that we released, and we also want to cover an emerging story that or a developing story that is basically taking place within that 24 or 48-hour period. Um, Canary King says the way the Europeans freaked out about Greenland is somewhat amusing. It's all put on. It's all pretense.
They sent
Okay, it's all
24
pretense.
soldiers.
It's
20.
it's all a pretense. And to show you how comical they are about it. Okay, you have characters. Hold on, I just want to find that video, because it's just maybe he has conjunctivitis, who knows, but whenever you have a world leader show up on stage looking like this, okay, he's meant to be a world leader, and he's doing this, and he can't. Is he high? I don't know. But
He's got a
no,
black eye.
I don't know.
His wife punched him right in the eye.
So whenever you have people like this showing up and trying to exude um a fake bravado to be the tough guy, you didn't take a bullet, so please go sit down. So they're all exhibiting fake outrage, trying to make themselves look tough on Trump. Of course, you have Gavin Newsom. Uh, let's not get started with him because he's to me an embarrassment. Okay, to the United States, not just to California. Canary King continues and says, "Did you see the Canada pivot to China? I did." And like I tell you guys, I try not to have anything to say about Canada
Well,
because
I'll tell you what.
yeah,
Right now, with China controlling most um, products sold in countries, they're trying to keep them at bay and appeased so they don't get cut off from all the fancy little gadgets coming out of China.
yeah.
And what they better be concerned about is, can we take up manufacturing that fast if we ever did get cut off? Because
Well,
China's
that's
going to cut it off. They're going to
well,
use that as a bargaining chip. You won't do what we say, we just won't ship no more goods into your country.
so America has to build up their industry very quickly, and Canary King has been very vocal about that for
Yep.
months now. Canary King says about the shades, maybe his wife beats him down.
Well, I said that because most women who've gone through physical abuse and get a black eye, they'll put the big shades on to cover it up.
Oh, ouch! So he's a okay.
Yeah, inches a
Cana-
bit.
Canary King says France is a bit hypocritical, aren't they? Still colonizing some countries in the Sahel. Of course they are. They are the biggest hypocrites in the room.
Well, when they colonize something, it means problems for America because they'll eventually call us and say, hey, our people are rallying against us here and started a war. Can you come help us? They did it in Vietnam. They couldn't even
Well,
build the Panama Canal.
how many years after the French Revolution, they still haven't figured out their leadership?
It's, I don't know. I think they drink too much wine. They overindulge in it. That's why they built this tower that does nothing but stand there and rust.
Yeah,
It don't house nothing. It's just a structure.
yeah. Um, Connecticut says there's footage of Macron's wife smacking him on. Yeah, we all saw
Well,
that footage. We all saw that footage, and Trump was asked about it, and he was very classy about um, not saying anything about that.
that may be why he responded the way he did with him having the sunglasses on, covering up a black eye.
Oh boy.
That
Well,
somebody
let's
punched
see
him
if
in
he
the
keeps
eye.
wearing the black eye all through the meetings at Davos. If there's a
Evidently,
group
he
shot,
did not learn that women who are getting married that end up with a black eye, do you know how they treat it to get rid of it?
no.
Leeches, medical leeches,
Oh, jeez.
to take the blood out from
Yeah,
under the skin.
yeah.
Yeah. So
American says France will be speaking German if not for the US. Yeah, we played that video where Trump said that to them to their faces.
shoot far. We even sat outside of Paris after we took it down from the Germans and waited for the French to catch up to go into Paris first.
Yeah. American says, I love listening to Trump. He actually has a great sense of humor, a real New Yorker. Of course.
Of course he does.
Of course he does.
He's also
So,
got that attitude of screw you,
look,
New Yorker.
after everything Trump has been through in his business career, like he was built for this role. He was built for this role. For him to have gone through everything he went through in his business career,
I
you
know
know,
before Trump came out and stated he was running for president of the United States, people in this country had went on a prayer vigilance for God to help our country somehow, some way.
mm,
And then Trump comes out, gets on that escalator, and says, "I'm going to run for president."
mm,
That struck fear in every Democrat that had known that man for years,
mm,
because they knew he was very staunch on what he believed and he wouldn't back down on what he stood for.
yeah,
And that's when panic set in. That's when we got to destroy Trump started. Right
mm,
there. Boom. But they never dreamed he would carry it off. They never dreamed he could beat Hillary Clinton. And they didn't understand how many people in this country after Benghazi that Hillary Clinton would never be president of America when she turned her back on American citizens in dire need of help
mm,
and wouldn't give it. And she carried on for Obama on that one because Secretary of State can't order the military to do anything. It takes Commander in Chief to give that order of stand down.
So Obama was essentially responsible, and she
Obama
was
was
to
the one that
fall,
gave the order
yeah,
and then blamed it on Hillary.
and then rewarded her with a presidential nomination.
Well, they the Democrats always knew that Hillary couldn't win an election. That's why Obama was chosen over her. So when Obama put Hillary out there, he knew she wasn't never going to get elected as president. He knew it. And he said some things while she was running for president that wasn't very good for her campaign. So he sort of played devil's advocate with Hillary during that whole time. And he's the one that came out and uttered these words for the first time before a camera. Putin's puppet. It wasn't
Uh-huh.
Hillary, it
It
was
was it.
Obama.
Yeah.
And I had to suffer through a whole lot of stupid videos to find that.
um Canarican says Hillary is detested, but she doesn't get it.
Yes. She's not liked by the Democrats. They loved her husband because he was a a person that would do exactly what the New World Order wanted, get China into the World Trade Order, open up free trade, free trade, free trade. So there wouldn't be any borders in the trade world, which backfired on America big time.
Yeah.
But they didn't care about Americans losing their jobs. They didn't care about America losing their grip on technology and innovation and inventions, as long as China could steal it and reproduce it super cheap, including Coach handbags. And I don't get it, women, about these expensive handbags. A purse that costs $500 is insane.
Let's see. Canarican says, fun fact. Trump let Gaddafi set up a tent on his property. Yes, Gaddafi stayed in a tent when he came to New York for UN sessions.
Yes. And at the time Obama and Hillary took Gaddafi out, Gaddafi was working with America against Al Qaeda and ISIS. Now, how about that one? And now, what's Libya doing? In total feudal state.
It's just sad.
I didn't understand that when I heard it happen. I would say, what? Say what? Because I knew Gaddafi was working with America against the spread of Al Qaeda into Africa. So that didn't make any sense to allow him to be taken out.
Well,
Unless you wanted Al Qaeda and ISIS to spread.
and once he was killed, that happened.
Yep. They've still got control of that country. That'll be where the Ayatollah will go, is Libya.
And what's the update with Iran? Just we got an update this afternoon that 25,000 U.S. Troops had been moved, but nothing further.
I heard that the Lincoln will be in the area by Friday, but they'll be in firing range before they get there.
Mm,
If they cross India and Pakistan and Afghanistan to get in there,
yeah. American
or
says Libya is in the Stone Age, and Hillary wonders why she's not
like,
liked.
yep.
All right. We need to end the live stream here. Thank you guys for watching and for hanging out. Thank you, Canary King, for the comments. Patricia, as always, amazing to have you, and the wealth of knowledge you do have on all of these connections. It's amazing it's a blessing to have you on the live stream as always.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Y'all
So
get informed, read the stuff, educate yourself,
yeah,
because it's going to answer a whole lot of questions that you got on. Well, why are they so upset about Greenland? What's going on with Greenland?
yeah,
Well, we already got troops on Greenland. So 24 soldiers coming out of the EU to Greenland is a joke.
Well, it was always a joke. It was all symbolic. Then the press would inflame the
Send
entire
the
thing to make
troops.
it look like a big deal. So that's what they did. All right. So tomorrow, I'm gonna see if I can get the next video ready by tomorrow. But if not, I'll send out a community post to let you guys know. Um, um, a lot is going on over here, so I'm trying to keep up with all of the changes that we're having. But you guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. Patricia, thanks. You want to say good night, Patricia?
Yes. Everybody have a great night. Say your prayers and rest assured Donald Trump is watching over the world.
Good night, guys, and God bless.